Alright, good morning, folks. We're going to go ahead and turn on the rest of the screens here in just a quick second. Just finish up a couple last minute housekeeping things, getting things organized on the screens and whatnot to go ahead and do live prep again. Beautiful Thursday morning, February 23rd, 2023. Good morning.
Morning. How are you, sir? Doing good?
I am doing good. How about you?
You?
Turn that down a little bit too loud.
Asking the gambler?
I did not think of that. I mean, I knew of that song, and I figured people would draw the corollary with the chips and stuff, but yeah.
It's really nice. Great song.
Yes, it is. I remember way too many car trips as a kid hearing that playing.
That must have been a nice childhood, brother.
Like every childhood, there's pros and cons to them. Alright. I'll move this guy over to this window so I can see it. And flip to the right screen. Oh, that's so much better. Works so well when we decide to share the screen in our stream. There's definitely some. What's that?
Do you have trouble when sharing the screen sometimes?
No, just got to remember to share it.
Oh.
Right? Like a couple days ago, I did the whole stream and forgot to actually share the screen.
Right.
There's a couple really nice holds. I was looking at things this morning. Like UVXY held its swing VWAP. The Qs held it amazingly. Bunch of kind of nice holds across the board yesterday with different things. And wasn't it just a real that last minute div on ES at the end of the day? Like, oh man, that was crazy. Just dick for
Really
tick.
nice, and you read that really nice, dude. I was looking at your message when you sent last night, well, before the market closed, and then, yeah, that was a nice plan you had there. Good read.
It just looked like it was setting up for kind of an across the board. I didn't keep it overnight. Like I put in a stop order, and I think I had it for like 4,008 or something like that, and just said, nah, screw it, and closed it. 40, 15, 16, something like that, and just said, screw it, and went to bed. And I took one off after the NVIDIA earnings popped it even higher, so it was nice. I mean, it just dick for tick. There's a naked value area, low or high, I don't know which one, right there that it just it's like a tick off.
Yeah, I saw the picture of it, yeah. Why mine aren't screwed?
Your what?
Mine are, my NV box, they won't show up.
Oh, this wasn't an NVPOC. This was, so this is, if you remember back, I did a bunch of analysis on this. It's in one of those testing channels, and it looked at the naked value area lows and highs, and how lots and lots of times, like, you would div in and collect that, and then you'd get a short kind of pause, kind of like, okay, cool off, collect whatever else, and then continue on in the direction you were in. Um, it, Other times it would just hit that completely reverse. It just depended upon kind of like how old it was or whatever else.
Kind of
Um,
like pretty much how like CL works with its gap fills.
yep, very very similar, yeah. And I can put money on the fact it's something that the majority of people out there just aren't going to have on their charts. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was not a default configuration in our historic bundle, and I haven't had time to
Right.
rebuild it into mine. So, in any event, I already adjusted up some of the UVXY one from what I was looking at this morning. You could probably do use a couple more adjustments, but I mean it was looking pretty clean to me. The one part that you can maybe adjust would be this MPP trend strength reference point area and include it as a zone, but I just kind of chose to not mark it up on mine. I mean, it's there, but felt meh to me. And so I widened this zone here. That's why it's a little bit different of color too, because I widened the zone, and then I said make it an ADR. So I pulled it away from the full ADR since we're gapping down on this. Not huge, but we're still down, almost to TGR now at this point. And so I drug it down to include TG, the photo, and the weekly trend guide, as well as the end of week cheats. And then added this trend line this morning that we set on the 2nd, set up the forum on the 15th there, and then we just tick for ticked it yesterday. So it's not really a transfer trend line, but it's pretty damn close to me. But it's in a nice VWAP pinch.
Really nice.
It's in a nice kind of day VWAP pinch now.
Yeah, that the zone over there that you were talking about, the MPP.
Yeah.
Would you include? I mean, since we are gapping down and now, maybe the TSRP zone with the MPP. Or...
Yeah, and I mean there has been some structure here. That's why I debated about it a little bit. Well, that's actually why I drug this zone, because it was all the way down here.
Gotcha.
I mean, it'd be one I'd probably watch it if I'm gonna keep a Hawkeye type of thing on it. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely inside. I mean, maybe look at it something like that.
Yeah.
But then you got the weekly.
Just sick thing at the end of the loop right there.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
But the other reason why I didn't really mark it, because then just a little bit lower, you got the weekly trend guide reversal too. So.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean it's there. But yeah, I agree. So that one I changed from a div to just a full zone. And then this guy here, actually, I moved up a little bit to grab weekly pivot point.
You know what would be very interesting, DK, is if we go to this franchise TGI zone with the 20 and the MPG walks, and then we'll do a push over to the. I mean, this is completely. I'm just thinking out here, out loud, but like we're closer to the upside OPEX bodies. So imagine like if we go up there, it's also the second tier end of week.
Yeah.
So go up there and then just reject that and then go to the bottom one where we have that massive, what was it, the ABCD?
Yeah, I took it off of the daily. I mean, but it is down here at this kind of 420 area. Is combined with the monthly trend guide reversal, weekly trend guide 3. Obviously, it'll be monthly trend guide will be going away in a couple of days. But yeah, I mean, there's a that was a pretty massive ABCD that.
Yeah. But it's kind of interesting how it's developing, like, because, okay, at the start of the week, we were pretty much right in the middle of everything, in both of the OPEX stuff. I'm just watching the OPEX thing, and then
Yep.
now we're, of course, closer to the top end, so it'll be interesting if, like, okay, we get up there and then reject that, maybe play to the other side.
Yep. Turn up that volume there. Yeah, and so the OPEX one that he's discussing is all the way up here actually, and it's right at monthly trend guide, which is pretty interesting too. And the OPEX ones is where we take that same kind of cheat code stuff and apply it to OPEX, and OPEX would be third week of March. Yep, 647.
It's a nice zone.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's a today thing, but that would be a nice. Although there is a lot of news here this morning and tomorrow. So today at 7:30, there's a crap load of stuff. There's initial jobless claims, continuing claims. Then also at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, there's quarter over quarter GDP, and then PCE. There's also GDP price index. So I mean, there's a bunch of stuff, and then later during the day we have at least 2 Fed speakers that I know of. Both are non-voters, but I don't think that really matters. In any event, moving on to VIX. I didn't come back through and apply. I did go back through yesterday, and the gold and oil don't have a standard expiry on options, so I couldn't add them to the OPEX stuff. Well, I didn't add them initially, but I just put it in there and I changed what the expiry date is to match up with it, so it's like a day or two before. So gold and oil have it in there. I didn't do it for VIX. Let me actually see what its structure looks like real quick. Maybe I can do the same thing for VIX. Sure, we can. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna plot this in here for VIX. 5.5, and it is on the 15th. Would be its expiry. So it'd be 18. Okay, and 1 more second, have that finished here. Okay. Oof. That'd be pretty interesting, if that's right, yeah. That's the first tier there. These ones are good through March 15th. But its first tier is right there today, just a little bit above full ADRs. And then tier 2 is going to be up near monthly trend guide 3. On the downside,
right there for today. Interesting.
Yep.
Very interesting.
And on the downside, it's near this major kind of structural stuff going back to last year in the 16s
Mm.
is the first tier. It's really close to that quarterly trend guide reversal, which would end obviously in March. In any event, for the VIX today, so it's gap. Actually, it's come down even more since I looked at it this morning. So it's getting really close now to what's that trend guide. At the same time, the indices, the Qs are already gapping above trend guide, and ES is coming back into it again for the second time today. It sold off on the EU open. NQ kind of dick for ticked its daily dotties around the same time this morning. It's interesting that it still has the old version there, even though it restarted today. That's really interesting. In any event, yeah. So you've got the quarterly pivots and whatnot here. I actually adjusted. This was broken up into two zones, and I just collapsed it into one. So you get quarterly pivot, the supply and demand, high and low, and then the 200-day SMA. Just to me, it's just treating it as one. The weekly trend guide reversal 2 and daily trend guide to me is just combined it as the one in this guy here as well. And then, if I remember right, yeah, I took up this. I kind of pulled together this div in this zone here of the MPP and then the ADRs. This would be tier 3 daily cheat. That's down quite a bit from where it's at, and full ADRs should slide down. They may even slide down to weekly pivot point here. So we'll probably get rid of this falling trend line, although it might be interesting to see if it comes back in another day or two and tests it, and then
Where are we right now? You said
2183. So right at weekly trend guide reversal 1 and daily trend guide. Okay. So we're like right there.
Okay.
So coming into the tier 1 day dotties.
That decision point is going to be very, very important.
Yep. So we got that. We got this guy. I mentioned last night too, and I'm not doing this for UVXY VIX because I don't plan on trading them. I might swing if things look like they might get volatile again. Some UVXY calls. I actually closed all of them yesterday. I did that rejection at the end of the week and the other stuff. I just said screw it and closed them all. But I may take UVXY calls. We'll see. But I'm not. I talked about potentially grading trades. I don't think I'm going to do that for these because I'm not going to take a trade in any of them. That's the wrong one though. This guy needs to be this. And then I marked, that's right, I added that as a new zone. So this was an add here of add WPP gap fill with 20-day just above. And so then you got SPY. Yeah, SPY was another one yesterday too, where I mean it held and ended up closing above the December 26th and just slightly below the December 26th VWAPs.
Mm-hmm.
So when I looked at this one this morning, I mean, these are super close, but it just felt like it'd be too big if you were to combine this kind of weekly trend guide 2 day VWAP MPP with the trend guide reversal zone. I mean, you could. It's a little bit. It's about $2. Yeah, it's less than $2 actually, but you know, if we did decide to come back down here and set a higher low, and you're sitting here waiting for the bottom edge, then kind of screwed yourself.
Yeah. Probably look at that. See if it holds that daily anchor view up for the, like you said, the higher low, or maybe we do a little div, you know, against yesterday's that low that we made on the at the close, pretty much.
Yeah, just come down
Like
and
a
maybe.
little 3 div check type of thing, and then
Yeah. Yep.
because that's a massive open space down. You know,
Yeah.
we want to highlight that zone really well.
Yeah. So that, I mean, maybe if you're you know at least watching SPY as it relates to the Qs and stuff, or Qs to the index, you just see kind of how that plays out there. Did I miss that again? Damn it.
What's that, bro?
I was supposed to get back to somebody and they just pinged me. Okay, I'll deal with that a little bit. What was the other piece? APP, Supply Man Weekly Trend Guide, Daily Trend Guide. Yeah, I don't think I adjusted anything else already here this morning on this one. I'm going to unhighlight this so we can actually see it. Not shown on this one, but over on the daily, you can see there's actually a day VWAP just above that 20-day.
Yep, I have it.
So that could be interesting if we do decide to come up, and then if we reject, then
Daily anchor view up type of thing.
yeah, that. But also, like, if, okay, are we going to reject and that's really start to take the trend down if we're rejecting the 20-day, kind of the look from below.
I see what you're saying. It's also that little structured breakdown retest of the, what is that, the low from February 10th.
Yep. But yeah, you're right. Like this trend guide, I mean, this is really kind of brink level here.
Yeah, just open Pure Paki Paki, you know. Open space there. So that daddy.
Big time. All right, SPY, and then Qs are next.
Yeah, that spy was really clean, really nice,
Yep,
really nice.
I think the Qs were pretty nice too, from what I remember flipping through this morning. And like I said, it held. I mean, on the daily, that's a really clean hold there. And if you see it on the intraday, like no closes below it at all, and also no closes below the end of week Dottie configs.
Mm-hmm. Right. Beautiful.
So there wasn't really a lot to me that when I was flipping through these this morning that, I mean, I change or adjust. Maybe there's a trend line. I didn't look at that.
Let's see, trends. It's just in Q being above the and guy today.
Yep. Oh, and ESO's pushing. ES is pushing for it now. I haven't looked too to see what do we look like here, kind of across the board. Good. It's going to be a good gap up on semis. Well, not Intel. I mean, it's definitely what's outside. I'm sure shit isn't inside anything. It's been in the dog pen for the last year and a half. But yeah, AMD, Nvidia, big gaps there.
I didn't even look at Nvidia. Did they hold their gains from last night?
From the looks of it, I mean, we don't obviously normally track above daily R1, daily S1, but just to track the pivots, I tell it to track up to 7 levels, and it's at trend guide 6.
Damn.
So,
Okay.
yeah, it's held its gains. AMD is up there too from it. SMH, Soxel,
Yeah. Jeez,
definitely way
that
up there
was
too.
nice.
So, I did not play any of it. Like I remember I used to play options around the earnings, and just more times than not you get burned. So,
Wow, man, this video was so nice.
yeah.
So nice. It's almost back to the price when high there.
Yep.
Dope.
What is something to watch is look where it is in relation to its end of week config and also to the OPEX config cheats, I should say. So it's already damn near close to the end of week cheat,
Yeah.
and it's super close now. And I'll bet you that it goes and touches it today for the OPEX cheat, the tier 1. I mean, we're just so close. You're gonna get to an open. You're gonna get shorts covering. So, but we are kind of
That's
setting up.
way past the, oh, no. Okay, now, yeah, we are way past the ADRs, though.
Oh yeah.
To get the Apex, I mean, the OPEX thing.
Yeah.
That would be beautiful, though.
But we're setting up kind of, from the looks of it, like we're really kind of setting up for a cool off sell. Most things are going to be at the sell side zones early this morning. Amazon's just about there, and Netflix is close, and Nvidia, like semis are a big push. Tesla's up there too, which then obviously makes ARC up there. And then all the volatility stuff is at the bottom edge of its zone, which makes sense because it's the opposite. And even, I mean, to me, like the Qs look pretty clean. It's also in kind of a nice day VWAP pinch. And it's coming up already as well itself into the WTG1 daily trend guide. And then there's structure there too, back at this 296 area. So I don't think there's a lot else really to comment on with it. It's pretty clean in my mind.
Clear. Yes, indeed.
Oh, that's right. That zone wasn't marked. I added that one. And I removed that one. So there are a couple things that I adjusted off of what it picked up itself. I'll talk about them in just one more second here. So because we're gapping up so far, we'll see how we open obviously, but the full ADR is not going to be here. I mean, it's going to slide up more likely than not into this. Going to be up $2, so it's going to be more likely up into close to this WPP area, which makes it a little bit higher. It's actually near the gap fill and tier 2 cheat, and so I removed the div that was right there and just did that. And then if we did get super crazy with like PCE and jobless claims, I mean, that's not too crazy. I mean, if real-time hour ADRs can, you know, typically be like $6-8, I mean, what's to stop it from going to grab these? And if it clears WPP, it's a shitload of open space.
Yep.
So.
Nice.
All right. QQQ breadth for Thursday, February 23rd, 2023.
And I love when these zones are so organized like this. Like they just fall into their own little places all by themselves.
Yep. So ES wasn't too dissimilar. I think there was a couple things in it when I was glancing through it earlier that were kind of, what do you do? What do you think here? But in general, I think it was pretty good too. It just closed. I mean, it just dipped below the that transfer trend line. Now today, unlike yesterday, today if we adjust that transfer trend line, it does hit up exactly. You had some magic mushrooms or something you were using yesterday to make them touch, I think. Allegedly, that's right. Yes, nothing for real, but it does actually. So if we take it here, if I can get the mouse to show me where the mouse touched your wick.
I don't know if you wanted to do it.
So there, take off snap too. So if you adjust it, then I mean it captures this wick, and then it captures that one yesterday. But then you lose all of these ones, and it had 2 or 3 touches of the stuff over here on the wicks. So
Yeah.
however you want to decide that, but I mean it's still really nice. We're trying to hold the look zone there, and obviously trying to get back above kind of that setup now. Um, there's another guy that
You know, it would be interesting if we hold the maybe. I'm just saying here, if we hold that higher low like we were thinking, talking about on spot,
yep.
it could still what's it called? Like if you put that trend line with the other wicks from before, we could just do like a higher low on top on that trend line.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's another thing. I don't know if we're gonna get there. Seems like a lot of things are strong right now.
Another guy that I was talking to yesterday, going back and forth with, was also noticing how, it was only Wednesday, and obviously it's a shortened week, but we are already below the tier. He just measures the expected move singularly. He doesn't have or know about how to do what I've built here for the end of week expected moves or cheats.
Mm-hmm.
But he was noticing and commenting about, like, this is going to be really interesting. We've got a crap ton of news today and now tomorrow. And so do we actually dig deeper and go collect much lower structure, or do the market makers kind of push it back into the middle and go test the upside eventually this week to set up kind of a bigger sell? So you get a lower high if you come into this end of week tier. It is just like we came down super quick into these guys, and they've been pushing it and holding it up both above on NQ and ES.
That is true, my friend.
So
Very interesting.
and this 40-20 area has been, I mean, it's we just haven't wanted to get above it at all. I think this area, this 40-20 and this 40-50, from looking at like a volume profile thing, like yesterday 40-20s was kind of a high volume node, and we dip above it a little bit and then come back, dip above it a little bit, come back. So the 420s I think would be interesting up, as well as the 40-50s, just looking at some volume profile stuff, which would put these zones up here in play. But like, the WTG2 is the one that gave me a bit of back and forth. I mean, we interacted with it yesterday. I mean, we held it, tested, and then pushed through to, like I said, kind of take the naked VA value area low or high, whatever it was. And then today, of course, it's freaking TGR. So do you care about the TG2 or no? Like,
Hey, let me ask you a question. Can you show the values for the dotties there, please? Trying to see. Yeah, I got completely different values on my end. Interesting.
did you download again?
Yeah. I'll fix that later. Alright. Thank you.
Yep. Just check one thing real quick. So 3167, 3167, yeah. It's the same across.
You know, I have my execution charts, they match yours, but my other chart that I do prep with, I have end of week dotties at 4045, 4090, and then 4138.
I wonder if it got a check so it doesn't have the static config on.
Oh, did I forget that again? Yep. Static. Come on, man.
Especially if you don't see it going all the way back to the prior Friday.
Yeah. Alright, yeah. That's a good clue. Alright, it fixed itself. Thank you.
You're-
It didn't fix itself. You fixed it.
You're welcome. So like I was saying, like this one here kind of gives me, like, it's just in the middle between like MPP trend strength, gap fill. You've got this, and then you've got the TGR. I mean, I just don't know that I care about, like, and if I transfer it to the daily, yeah, I mean, I just don't know if I care about the weekly trend guide too there. Like, I mean, it could be a high or low, so maybe we'll just watch it for a div. So yeah, I'm gonna take it off and just keep an eye on it, watch it potentially for see where we're at and other things line up here. Although I have another super packed day, so I probably won't be able to pay attention to a bunch of this. In fact, the first one starts again today at 8:30. Damn it. Oh, I guess it's better. Tomorrow starts at 8. Alright, I don't know there's a whole lot else here. I mean, I think that's... I did drag this one around here, a couple of these.
I think this looks good, dude.
Yeah.
Looks nice. I was looking on my 4-hour chart of yes, and we have 0 closes on that supply and demand. So it's just massive wicks.
Nice.
Yes, it looks really nice on the 4-hour. Some good price action here if we want to get going. Yeah, I think your friends hypoed their to go tag their top to the dotties at the highs over the what's it called, the 4160.
Yeah, yeah, up there near WTGR 1.
Mm. I mean, of course we probably zig and zag, but
Yep.
given this 4-hour price action here, I think it's got some ways to go.
Yeah, so that's what it was.
Pretty much,
Sorry, go ahead.
reclaiming that daily anchor view up as well.
Yep. So that's what I combined these two when I was looking at things already this morning, is kind of saying, like, it's not that, well, I guess it is. No, it's not really that same thing. It's really just this, and then it's drugged down a tiny bit more to capture the horizontal ray from 4038, which captures this wick here.
Mm.
So I ignored, that's right, I ignored the div that was here. Alright, so
Very
then
nice.
trend strength. Damn, I really should have taken that. I thought about it with lower high around 4:45. And then they even gave a second chance later. Just missed it getting ready. Oh well. Alright, and Q was it 6:30? Nice. Oh shit. Let me go back to this. Oh wow, look at that. Look how big that screenshot is. So if I were to grade these, right? Like this was the piece I was talking about in the thing last. Where'd you go? She just. Um, I don't know if I think about it like grading wise, like I don't know if I'd want to, I have to think about and refine this, but I don't know that I'd want to do like the A B C D E F. Like it's just too much variability. It's like what differentiates a A from a B and an A from a C? It's just like I have to think through it. I may think about these grading the setups is the same thing like 0, 1, 2. Like 0 just be silly to take. It's there, but 2 would be a perfect setup. Go for it. Size in. 1 is kind of it's good, and maybe don't go full size unless everything else is lining with it. But like I don't know, I really trust this one here. Like it's a to me that there's pieces of evidence there, but like that photo ADR trend guide, like I don't know, I'd call that a 2. Annual pivot, like this one up here is probably a 2. I really have to think about that, but like that's something else I think would be useful is to go through these. Like, yeah, where do you want to play? Like, okay, these are some good zones, but like, do you really want to be playing it?
More still at
yeah, at MPP, TSRP, gap fill, or do you want to take a stab here? We've been rejecting overnight anyways several times. It's 50 from below. You know, we're pushing up now, but like, is that really the best trade? Like, I mean, not everything's at their level, so is that really a 2 or is that a 1? Is your first kind of really good one up here at some of the structure, swing VWAP, photo ADRs, what's that, TG1? You know, that's probably a better shot there. And 4050, I think, from what I remember looking in profiles too, has been some resistance area. In fact, is there a trend line in there? No, that
I like the 40-50 zone.
there was a trend line. That is a pretty steep. That's a probably a 30. That's probably 45, and this is actually that might even be a 25. Anywho, that's something else to think about that I wanted to try to think through as we lay these out. It's great to prep them, but then okay, now how are you going to execute against what you've prepped? So NQ is the same way as the Qs, right? It held the VWAP there yesterday, which magically looks like it only had one close below the end of week on an hourly perspective. And then Nvidia's earnings helped send it to the races. This to me is too wide, and it's getting picked up because we have this actually from yesterday. Same thing down here. I'm going to delete these real quick and then tell it to rerun real quick. Let's see if it picks up anything different after we clean up kind of that remnants from yesterday. Okay, so it's still... They still grabbed this bigger zone here. You've got the look set up, I guess, in there. Yeah, that's just so big. 12, 270. 250. Yeah, that's 40 points. That just seems way too much. And then you got photo ADRs just right above it. So like, same thing down here. NQ does not look super clean to me. It's a massive zone. Like, how do you... let me break this one up.
I was just thinking kind of just from the 20 day to the anchor VWAP, and then there's also some structures there from...
Sorry,
300, and then... Sorry?
You're looking at the upside. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I was looking at the upside. Again, like, given the strength of NQ today, I want to think about the deeper end of the zones.
So I wonder if just ignore basically the supply and demand. So just go ahead and dump this here. And then look at it not like that. Excuse my polygon for a second. But almost like that, where you get the swing AV WAP, the photo ADRs, 20 day, and ignore kind of this upper edge supply and demand. Because if we clear, again, this kind of goes to the normal piece. Like if we clear the tier 1 sheet, then more often than not. But that's the thing. Like, why even bother with this? Like, this is kind of a. We clear this area here to me. Yeah, I guess there is some good structure actually back in through here.
Yeah, you got the highs from, where is this?
Well, you got
January 27. You have.
Yeah. Yeah, so
structure from December something.
Yeah, you're right. There's
December
good structure
13.
there.
Yeah, so it's a good bit of stuff. Yeah, that was the open on December 13. We had a massive gap up, and then we opened right there, and it just sold off. Freaking, what is this? Oh dang, that was a big sell off. Yeah, almost 500 points.
On which day again?
December 13th. If you look on the RTH chart, it was the open up there at 12,300.
Okay.
So it's like the top end of that zone that we're talking about, the 20 day. It's a massive structure.
Nice. Okay. which, let's see, so this is 560. Well, how big's this? So it's 60 points between the zones. Oh crap, that means we're getting towards the end. So I'm debating, like, if, you know, whether or not to mark this kind of structure stuff here, this 339, which comes back actually to that December 13th one you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And then the
Yeah, that one is, that's the ETH high. Oh, yeah, you're looking at the daily chart. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got the tier 2 there, but you got gap fill even higher. I mean, no way you'd mark this whole thing as one big one, but potentially mark this as a div area here. So if you do clear the photo ADRs, maybe do an impulse, collect that, close the, you wouldn't be closing the wick, but you'd be adding another kind of wick rejection there at that spot.
I like that. I like that thought. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then if you take that out, then you're going to go grab your full ADR. I think you just go through and shoot past that gap fill and just take it out. I mean, that's the only piece that's there. So that at that point, just go grab this stuff up here. And then the downside is where I was saying it was tricky too in my mind. It's like just so much stuff right in this couple hundred points here.
Yeah.
Bottom edge of supply and demand, full ADR, 200 day, and then just slightly above that, you get your gap fill, your 50 day, weekly trend guide 2. And there's some structure back through here for that matter.
Yeah, there's a lot there. I think the way I would think about playing that if we do get down there is try to look on the cues to see if we div into that quarterly.
Yeah.
We didn't reach the quarterly like we did, you know, on the Q. So the quarterly on the cues would be where you have your zone down there on the Q. So maybe that div to collect those while QQQ collects its quarterly div. That's how I would be thinking about that. Because there is a lot of zones there. The person could just probably just go in and get stopped and get in, go in again and stop. So just kind of watch that stuff. Yeah, it looks a lot cleaner on the views.
Yeah, that's a good point. So kind of watch it down here. So maybe, you know, keep an eye on this weekly trend guide stuff, but maybe just watch NQ more for this full.
I agree. Yes, indeed, sir.
922.
And also, you have your weekly anchor view ups there. Your weekly anchor view up set up with 11,960 something, which is nice. And it is also a breakout retest type of thing. Today is Thursday.
Yeah, 11,971.
Watch how we close this weekly candle, because it can turn bullish really quick. Really quick.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's a weekly anchor view ups right in this area.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, January 6th, 11,979.50. All right. I think that's good. I like that.
The more I'm looking at this, I hate them. Keep leading out to bull vibes.
Well, that's, again, like I'm trying to think through the bearish piece, right? I mean, just they sold it down too quick, so now maybe do we run it up a little bit and then push it down? I mean, we flipped to the other side of the SE, and so are we going to flip to the other side now and go to the buy side? Like we're just
Alright.
getting close to the averages. We just hit the minimum tiers, kind of across the board. We haven't even touched it on NQ. Daily trend guide, quarterly. So this was watch these two zones with the Qs, which have a cleaner downside zone with quarterly. Was it QPP or quarterly trend guide? Q.
Yeah, quarterly trend guide.
What are we at? 211.
Right now,
Yeah.
12,206.50.
Okay, I'm not gonna mark that. Okay. All right, RTY. I have not looked at RTY this morning.
You and me both, my friend.
I know, I like that. I mean, you get a bunch of candles that it skips over, although it's 3 o'clock in the morning, so I guess it's not the end of the world. I just don't really care for that. This is just one big zone on top of another. There's no way I would treat or watch this like that. That's just, sorry. Nope. Not gonna do it. And I would even say this guy here, if I could select the stupid zone. That's gonna end up coming down. Don't give me problems on the stream here now by copyright music.
Oh man, I can't sing that loud, dude. Imagine if I could.
Probably the same thing to the upside, and treat that like this. Yeah, I kind of like that. I don't know what the hell this thing is. Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, because it's an extreme ADR tier if we went all the way up there. So weekly pivot, combine it with the structure, with full ADRs, and then below you pull together and combine the 20-day VWAP, high weekly trend guide, date sheet, so that becomes a zone as opposed to two. Below that you got trend guide, quarterly trend guide. This week's lows, last week's lows. And the week cheats just a tad lower. Trend strength of the annual pivots, although we've been slicing through it really. There are some nice swing VWAPs there though. Yeah, I kind of like the updates there.
Yeah, same. Agree, 100%.
Oh, just 100, not 1,000.
Not much of an RTY guy, so can't be too sure.
Get you prep the.
Yeah.
Sorry, just call out. Obvious.
Right.
Shit, I forgot to call out.
I wonder if we just kind of just what's it called consolidate between the 50 and the 20.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is a massive, area here too, right? Between 2020, and 1880,
We are holding pretty much the structure over there from November of last year, November, December, kind of little breakout retest sort of thing. So see if we can. Yeah.
I haven't looked at XBI or KRE or anything here they got, but I don't know if I would play this zone here. To me, this would probably be like a 1. I would treat this more as a 2 in terms of a good quality trade. And probably this one here too. It would be kind of a flat retest, although if we just hit the upper edge or dig for ticket even, in fact the photo ADRs will slide up, so maybe if they slide up further, if we keep pushing, that would be kind of a 2, and then if we do keep pushing, then full ADRs would probably line up here with MPP tier 1 daily 1876 with some structure. So this would probably be a 2 for me. This I'd start getting kind of uncertain. Like, are we gonna keep pushing even higher? 40 has been kind of the average we've been going, but there's just so much open space between the two.
Right.
Although we've kind of rejected this area structurally.
Yeah, you're looking at R2Y. So the trend guide zone for today is kind of a little a bit important. There's some nice structure there from the past, but then open space, kind of like you're saying here, all the way to like there's a weekly pivot with a 20-day and a swing anchor VWAP.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Like, to me, this is a
down retest.
Yeah, I agree. That this to me, it'd be a good one, but to me, it's probably a 1 versus up here is a 2.
2, yes.
And then
Agreed.
This to me would be like a 0. Like, I wouldn't wanna.
Same. I don't either. It just looks terrible. Even if it has the annual pivot there, just way too inside. Yeah, KRE came off yesterday. We're about $1 off of, I say a buck, it's about 50 cents or so from a nice, really nice zone, which is a monthly pivot, quarterly pivot, and a daily interview up. Me posting. I gotta remember to, yesterday I forgot to post my prep, man.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
You completely forgot. Here, I posted it on the room, but the zone, why is this taking forever to go? Come on, Discord. We have the trend guide reversal with a weekly pivot, and then just below that we have a daily interview off MVP quarterly pivot, which is a way nicer zone. That would be a zone that I would be interested in. And say, if we're looking at RTY, it would probably be maybe that monthly pivot zone down there.
Hey, that's weird. This one's a bigger screenshot. I wonder if it matters which screen you take your light shots on.
Probably. I don't know.
It was one 4K monitor and the other is like 1080p.
They're all 1080p.
Oh. Alright, never mind. Kills that theory.
It's just the screen size is off. Yeah, but that other zone there, the MPP, the quarterly pivot point and daily interview up, that's a really nice zone.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd probably line up with the bottom edge too on RTY. Okay, YM, and then flip to GCCL. Have not looked here yet either. Other than I did notice we held the bottom edge of the box yesterday, just a little bit below the kind of secondary day VWAP low. What about the weekly? Held the weekly. Looks like to the frickin' tick.
Hey, dude.
And that is pretty damn close to... Nope, that's not quite. It didn't retrace to the 61.8.
Yeah, it will.
Still interesting. Okay, some massive... Let's see about this guy. 33,171. I don't care about that one down there. That's too low. It's 800. It's possible for sure. So I would probably take this and drag it a touch lower. Obviously, if we keep going, then photo ADR is going to slide up, but I don't think I would care about that. And it probably only got picked up because of that box there. So I don't know if I mean, it was yesterday's highs actually, so maybe not. Yeah, actually I'd keep that there now that I say that. Take this one though. Drag it up to capture photo ADRs and top edge of supply and demand in the date sheet and the swing AV WAP. I would skip this guy. What you saying there, buddy? Yep, it is. But we're pushing. Yeah, ES still struggling with that kind of 40-20-ish area. Trend guide just doesn't want to
Yeah.
push above. NQ, so I mean, like most everything's setting up there too.
Right, is short, but GE did. I don't believe in this one.
Well, and you've got a whole bunch of econ stuff come up here in less than 30 minutes. So
Yeah, I don't want to stand in front of that train.
I'm not gonna spend a lot of time here on YM. I want to get over to CLGC.
I was gonna ask you, do you trade YM?
On occasion, I do. Mostly, if I'm doing YM, it's because the algo picked up something on it and it fired. I have it on my quad to kind of get a sense of where are we going, what's going on with it and stuff, but I'm not active with it by any means. ESNQ are the primaries for me. This we dragged up to include the tier 1 day dotties and photo ADR plus tier 1 day cheats and photo ADR. I'm not going to care about inside TSRP, but we'll care about this down here. And then this would be 600 points-ish, 500 points-ish. GC area, okay, yeah. We just took forever yesterday to finally come down to that zone we've mapped out. But we did finally get there and went lower, in fact. Down with your get up.
Wonder.
So it's holding this November 3rd day VWAP there. Pretty nicely too. And it's got the tier 1 end of day cheats just lower. But I think I would come down like this with it. Gap fill, structure, trend guide reversal, weekly trend guide reversal, tier 1 day cheats, end of week cheat. Like, there's so much stuff there. And kind of a nice.
Is your daily anchor view up anchored correct too? From the lows?
November 3rd.
Okay.
See, it tells me that. See, November 3rd.
Oh yeah.
I offset the candle anchor a little bit.
Okay. That's what I was looking. I was like, okay, that doesn't look like.
Yeah, I haven't decided if I like that as a feature or a bug yet. So and you can turn that on or turn that off if you wanted to see the draw the candle ink, or if you want it offset at all. The reason why you would have it there is that if you have it directly on the candle, a lot of times you can't grab it. It's hard to grab even here now, just the way it is. So, I mean, you can, but it's easier to always grab the bottom part. So, but yeah, that's, I mean, and that's coming up right into this zone here, where you've got some structure historically as well. If I copy this back over. What are we at? We're at $10 already. So that'd be pretty massive if we were to go all the way down there. Certainly possible. Yeah, I don't know. I'd adjust a whole lot on this one. I'm definitely resetting off that 20 and 50 after being higher up there on the sill side, symmetrical extreme. I'm starting to come into some buy sides now. I don't know if there's a whole lot I'd adjust else on this guy. I'm not going to care about that one. I probably would watch this annual pivot trend strength. It's got a bunch of stuff there. This, I don't know, you'd almost potentially say skip the photo. Although no, because so if we keep pushing down, then full is going to slide into that kind of same area. So photo may actually come into. Yeah, if we dip below that day AV WAP and go tack lower, then the full and the other stuff's going to slide down. So I may not even care about that. It's there and watch it, but now CL I think unfortunately pushed this morning, so I may have to. How much has it pushed in the last hour or two? Yeah, shouldn't be enough to matter. Sort of $1.09 on it already. I would take off this, given how it sliced right through it yesterday. We do still have room lower here on this side. Which is right where TGR is for the day too. That's pretty cool. Would probably take and drag this up.
It is very cool. It's at the lower end of the given trend line.
Yep.
Very cool.
And then below that have a nice zone too. I think that's all I would track. You start getting much lower than that, I don't know that I want to. It gets into a bunch of open space. Yeah.
Really like it.
Okay, so drug that one down a little bit. Same with this. That's a nice zone with swing AV WAP coming right in there. This maybe sets up kind of a higher low. I didn't check it out, but that almost looks like it's fulfilled to ABCD already. But maybe you get a 3 drive. But it's not, yeah, that's just. This one is really going to be interesting because it's end of week right there at monthly trend guide reversal.
Right. It's pretty structured here too.
And then I drug this down to grab weekly trend guide. So it's 7250. That is this zone here. Which would be February lows. So 2 would have, I don't know, I'd probably look at USO, which I'm not prepping, at least live. It's auto prepped for me, but would probably want to see where USO is if I did anything here. This would probably be consider that as a 2 given the trend line, day VWAP, 20 day, and then treat these guys here probably as 2s. May even treat this as a 1 just because it's just, I mean, it's 3 pieces of evidence, but this I would like more with full ADRs down there.
Let me ask you, VK, on the lower zone there, just the monthly trend guide reversal, would you bring that up to include the wick low from, give me a second,
This wick low here.
11/20, so November 28th of last year. Before that, yeah. There you go. So that was a nice little reaction, yeah. And that's kind of like in the same zone as that one for CGR. They would just make it a little bit wider.
That's just a little bit taller there, right? 7348.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's already captured in that.
Okay.
No, what you could potentially look for and watch, I guess, is probably not gonna be able to grab the stupid zone. If we decide to come down here, you potentially double bottom off of this. But at that point, like, you're just right here. Why not, like, I mean, market makers are hedging against this end of week there. So, like, why not just go grab that, hit the 7340, which is probably off that same wick, probably just or one of these other ones here. Maybe it's this guy here even. When I take out the people that bought this low and come grab this stuff down here at TGR, end of week config, or tier dotties, cheats, expect to move, whatever. I don't know. I think I would, definitely be watching there and seeing what we got, and then see how it plays up with USO. So,
Yeah.
look to be some good ones, though. Definitely don't like where's my other window here. Where the hell's my mouse? There it is. How I mean, this is continuing. Just everything's just sitting there waiting. And it's just setting up for kind of across the board a sell signal. I mean, this really hasn't moved in the last hour plus that we've been on. It's just all still kind of sitting out there hanging. So, of course, there's econ in about 10 minutes.
Well, all right then. That was it.
Yep.
Alright, my friend. We're 2 minutes quicker this time.
A little bit slower, actually.
Uh,
But remember, I'm
like time
a little
went
anal.
by fast.
Yeah.
All right, brother. You have a fantastic day today, man.
Thanks, you too. Appreciate it. You have a good one.
Thank you. Yeah, that was awesome. Have a good
Thanks.
one.
Bye now. And that is it, folks. We will catch y'all later. This was live prep for February 23rd. Remember, Econ news coming up here today. Econ again is going to be a lot. You got jobless claims, continuing claims. They have GDP quarterly quarter over quarter. And then you also have PCE information today. And then, if I recall correctly, there's a lot of econ stuff coming up Friday as well. So see how things unfold here. Could continue, keep pushing. Would love kind of that upper edge 40-50 as we talked about on prep there. And so we will just have to see how it all plays out. We will catch y'all later. Have a good one. And